Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Wojcik. I am the Regional Apprenticeship Coordinator at Wake Tech Community College. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I have with me Dr. Pamela House, Executive Director of Apprenticeship, Work-Based Learning, and Customized Training with me this afternoon. So we're going to tag team this presentation about apprenticeships, specifically WakeWorks Apprenticeships. Before we get started, though, I just wanted to go over a couple of logistics, and that would be, one second. That would be to use your tools that we have for you. Hold on one second, please. Sorry about that. It looks like my presentation had disappeared for a second there. I think it should be back. Okay, so we're going to ask you during this session, if you would like to ask a question or make a comment, you could use the meeting chat, which is located here, or you can raise your hand and Pam or I will recognize you and we'll be able to answer any questions you might have during the session. So with that, I wanted to begin with, can everyone see where I'm at? At the first slide. Pam, am I presenting correctly here? Hello?
Yes.
Great. So what is an apprenticeship and is it right for me? So today I'd like to explain some of the basics around the apprenticeship opportunities, specifically that Wake Tech Community College has. You can see we've put some pictures of those different types of apprenticeships that are available. Anywhere from apartment maintenance technician, building code inspectors, automotive technician, carpenters, EMT, tower techs, plumbers. So what we want to present as well today is the fact that we go beyond those traditional trade skills that you're thinking about, and we're offering apprenticeships in other areas other than what I would call traditional skills. So today we'll talk a little bit about that. The next slide is, what are those benefits of the apprenticeship for you as an apprentice? Basically, from the first day of work, apprentices receive a paycheck because they are actually hired and working for their company. So as an apprentice, you're going to be getting paid and receiving those benefits as a regular employee working for a company. The other great thing about apprenticeships is prior to going into this agreement, there is a progressive scale of wages. So as you progress doing your related instruction, your classes, and your on-the-job learning, your pay increases as you become proficient at those different areas. Apprentices also complete a combination of, as I said, job-related instruction and hands-on training at the site where you're working. So if you're with a company, you're actually out there working on the job, doing your on-the-job related instruction, which is very specific to that particular career that you have chosen, with hands-on training. So you're actually being mentored at the job site on a daily basis. And at the end of that, you will receive a recognized certificate, which is a national record that is provided by the Department of Labor. Pre-apprenticeships are something that we're really starting to dive into at Wake Tech. It is an opportunity to pick your career path begin the process of training with your curriculum. So you're going to Wake Tech, you're taking the related instruction, the classes in that industry that you are interested in. The next thing that happens here is you're going to get the education and pre-vocational services that are offered as well. So you're not on the job versus the apprenticeship. You're actually in class, you're doing hands-on, you have that ability to be doing the job in a simulated lab experience. Hands-on training through volunteer, which is unpaid opportunities. So different than the apprenticeship, where you're actually hired by a company and you're learning on the job. The pre-apprenticeship is getting you on that career path, beginning the training, but you would act as a volunteer, unpaid opportunities, with the next opportunity being hired by a company as an apprentice. So as we're moving through the pre-apprenticeship program, we are preparing you to enter into the apprenticeship programs. We help you with such things as resumes and references for the job. And also, the college has many working relationships with employers that are offering apprenticeship opportunities. What happens once I've completed my apprenticeship? So I've done my apprenticeship, I've completed my course training, I've been working at the job, I completed my on-the-job learning. I'm going to be able to act as an employee now at a much more proficient level, typically would be a journey worker level. And the different industries that we are presenting to you as an opportunity are in healthcare, construction, IT, information technology, transportation, energy, and advanced manufacturing. So beyond those traditional skill sets. Apprentices receive hands-on training, which are improved skills. So much different than if you were just to enter into that opportunity as not an apprentice. You have a very set schedule with on-the-job learning as well as classes. And you have the potential of some of these classes actually being used for college credit towards an associate's or a bachelor's degree. Once you've successfully completed your apprenticeship, you're on your way for a long-term career with a competitive salary, little or no educational debt, which is fantastic as versus and the other potential, which is going to a four-year school and coming out without really any hands-on training. You're going to get that national credential from the Department of Labor, which certifies you as a journey person in whatever particular career path you've chosen. So this is something that you can take wherever you go. It's portable in the US. If I'm here in North Carolina, but I end up getting a job in Ohio, it's recognized in Ohio as well. So it's something for you to take along with you. The reason why we're introducing WakeWorks Apprenticeship Program is because we realized prior to the pandemic that we were having an issue with the supply of technical workers in our community not being able to keep up with pace for jobs that were available for apprentices in our area. Now, after the pandemic has really set in, we're realizing this skills gap is even bigger now because companies have really changed and evolved in the way that they're doing business. So we see this gap, the gap has not gone away, and what we are offering to our students here is that opportunity to work with us and work with partners to close those skills gaps. Wake County itself had ranked 95 out of the 100 largest metros in economic mobility. What is that? That means that prior to the pandemic, we had a very low 3.6% unemployment, but a lot of our folks that were employed in this county were really stuck in a position, a lower level with no career path. What apprenticeships opportunity is to change your career path and actually develop a career path with a progressive economic mobility opportunity that you may or may not have had in a different job. And at this point too, not having a job at all allows you to get back into the workforce with a set of skills that are in demand and are much needed by our community partners. Apprenticeships, of course, they ensure a direct pathway to the workforce because, as I said, when you decide to become an apprentice, you are actually hired by a company. You're an employee of that company, and the intent there is to train you up and get you to be a person level and a very needed asset to the company. What's really cool about this program is it's an earn as you learn. So I keep saying that you're an employee of a company. What does that mean? I start with the basics. I learn the job from the ground up. I don't have any previous experience typically, and I earn as I learn. So I'm making a salary, and that salary is a progressive salary. So if this person is starting out, you'll know each step of the way what your pay increments are along this journey as you become proficient not only on the job learning, but you'll become proficient on the classroom learning as well, which is making you more and more valuable to those corporate partners. And then, of course, I've said you've earned your journeyman credential, which is recognized throughout the US. What does a typical registered apprenticeship look like? It's about 2,000 hours or 1 year. And with that, those are the on-the-job learning hours that you need to have, which is about a year. And then 144 hours for every year that you're on the job learning is related classroom instruction. So typically, these registered apprenticeships last anywhere from 1 year to they could last as long as 6 years, depending on the trade. But typically they're between 2 and 4 years. So that's would be 4,000 hours and 288 hours of classroom. That's a typical registered apprenticeship. Some of the facts around that are very interesting is a typical average starting salary once you have completed your apprenticeship is around $50,000, which over a career's time, over your time until you retire, can actually be in earnings of $300,000 more than if you were not an apprentice. So that's typical of what we're seeing and the information that's provided. So how does WakeWorks Apprenticeships work for you? WakeWorks is available to those folks who apply through Wake Tech Community College. We have a process that you go through with an orientation, of which I'll let you know at the end of this presentation. We have an orientation connect there through our internet. What's provided, which is fantastic, is a free tuition, fees, books, and tools, depending on which career pathway you're taking. So for all Wake Tech training associated with either the pre-apprenticeship program and a registered apprenticeship program, you're eligible for occupations within Wake County. It must be a Wake County community partner. So those partners who are located here in Wake County and you go to work for them as an apprentice, this is the opportunity that WakeWorks Apprenticeships provide you. So today at Wake Tech, we have over 200 apprentices in our skills, trades, and manufacturing. Our goal is to drive this up and more than double that in the next year by adding more apprentices to our existing programs. And in addition to that, adding additional opportunities in IT, healthcare, hospitality, where our community is identifying those skills gaps that we need to fill. If you need more information on this particular WakeWorks apprenticeship, I've sent this or I put this up for everyone to see. I want you to be able to go to our website. We have much more information there. You can see a day in the life of an apprenticeship on different apprenticeship opportunities. You can find out how to register for orientation. You can look and see what the process is to become a WakeWorks apprenticeship applicant. And then for more information, We're going to answer some questions that hopefully we have. Pam will do that. And I just wanted to provide our contact information and wanted to thank you ahead of time for attending today's session. So Pam, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you. If we've
John,
got
we do have some questions in the chat box. The first question is asking, what's the quickest path to a job that pays a living wage? So the quickest path is to go to our website that John shared with you on the slide earlier and fill out an interest form there. Once you fill out the interest form, we are able to track you all the way through the process and assign you a career coach that can help you. Typically, the pre-apprenticeship lasts about a semester, and at the end of that pre-apprenticeship, we would have our employers in Wake County interview the completers of that pre-apprenticeship and offer employment to the people that they choose from that group of people. So I would say the unpaid opportunity is going to be a semester, and then you would have an opportunity to get interviewed by our participating employers to get picked up for a paid registered apprenticeship program. As John said, it's an earn and learn strategy. Once you become a registered apprentice, you're getting paid, but you're also continuing your education at no cost to you at Wake Tech. Another question is, if I'm a current Wake Tech IT student, can I still enroll in the WakeWorks Apprenticeship Program? So unfortunately, we don't have any IT employers on board as of yet. We are working diligently to get some IT employers on board so that we can offer these opportunities to our existing students. I think we're very close to having some IT pre-apprenticeship to apprenticeship programs. One of the unusual programs that we were able to get on board for the fall was our emergency medical technician to paramedic pre-apprenticeship to apprenticeship program. So we are trying to get some non-traditional, non-trades apprenticeship opportunities going at Wake Tech. We've been at this just since February, and so we're learning a lot of lessons along the way, but we are working on processes to offer our existing Wake Tech students opportunities in the WakeWorks program. The next question is apprenticeships available for students in transfer? Pierre, I'm gonna say, I don't think it really matters to us. The entry point is this website where is the only way you can enter into the program is to get in that website and do your interest form. And then that way we can help students flush out what occupational areas of interest they might have, that we have employers who are already willing to hire our students. What are the prerequisites for pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs? Social security number, background, high school diploma, etc. Very good question. We are working with our human resource development department at Wake Tech. After you fill out your interest form on the WakeWorks site, you basically go into a process where you start with our human resource development team. They will do some remediation with our students, and then the students will be required to take a test. It's called the Career Readiness Certificate. Once the student has scored the appropriate level for their occupational area of interest, we can then plug them into a pre-apprenticeship program. I would say if you're interested, you need to take action very quickly. We want all of our courses to be set up for spring by November 15th. And we've been able to schedule a November 13th test date that is on a Friday. So if you're really interested in fast tracking, it's really important that you start that process today. And then you start preparing for your career readiness certificate test on November 13th. The reason we're doing that is we want to make sure that our students are academically ready for the courses that they want to take. And so when they've scored the appropriate level, they can go into their pre-apprenticeship course. If they don't score their appropriate level, they can go through some remediation with our human resource development team to help them remediate where they maybe didn't do so well. And then they could repeat the test in 30 days. But if you don't make that November 13th test date, you're going to have to wait for the fall semester to come around of next year to get into a program. So I would say it's really important that you get busy quick. We're not looking at anybody's background in terms of who we're taking in the pre-apprenticeship programs, but do know that certain employers will want to do a criminal background check depending on the employer and depending on the occupation. And so we would want you to really be honest with us about what your background is, and if you have limitations that some employers may not want to take you. We do have employers who have made a verbal commitment to us to hire former offenders, you know, and so we really want to provide these opportunities to people who have maybe had a difficult time along the way in getting into a program or into a job. So if you don't have a high school diploma, our human resource development team can help you with that. We actually have high school equivalency training at Wake Tech. You would have to complete that high school equivalency previous to going into the registered apprenticeship program, but we can certainly help you with that at Wake Tech as well.
I had a question to piggyback off of that one.
Okay.
And now it's slipping my mind. So what I wanted to ask you was about the test. Particularly, like, is it just a simple, I've taken like the ASVAB for the military. Is it something like an aptitude test like that? Or is it?
It's a 3-part test. It is reading, it is applied math, and it is locating information. So it's, you know, it's not like the ASVAB. I was in the Army, so I took that test too. It's different, but it's really just to test our students' developmental skills and whether they're going to need some additional academic help to help them be successful in their program.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we do have a couple other questions here as well.
Right.
It says, do I have to be unemployed to start the apprenticeship program? The answer is no, you do not have to start, but once you become an apprentice, you are going to be hired by a company. So the intent here is you're a pre-apprentice taking this career path. A company will interview you if they're interested in you. They will hire you as an apprentice. So if you wanted to start out as a pre-apprentice, you do not have to be employed or unemployed. You just need to begin your classes to get on that career path to become an apprentice. I hope that answers that question. There was another question around, are there more options that are less labor oriented than what we currently have on the website? So what we currently have on the website, those apprenticeship opportunities that are either available today or we hope to have it in the next 6 to 12 months. But I'll let you know that I'm constantly out in the community looking for more opportunities for different types of apprenticeships. So I would often check back with our website as we continue to update it with new apprenticeship opportunities, such as maybe IT or building code inspector, something I guess that you're alluding to, which is not so labor intensive. So you're not using a hammer or a carpenter, electrician, etc. So yes, continue to look at that. There is going to be a recording of this session. All of our sessions today are being recorded, and those will be available for review. So you will not only have the audio, but you'll have the visuals. So you will have this PowerPoint presentation available. We're recording the sessions and we will make those available to anyone who wants those. So you can go back, listen to it again, pick up the information that you might have missed today. And I know there's so many sessions that you couldn't make all the sessions. Some are going concurrently. So for those that you missed today, you'll be able to listen to those sessions that are going on at the same time as this one.
So another question, does the WakeWorks Propel program work with apprenticeship? And the answer is yes. WakeWorks Propel is a short-term training opportunity in which a student can receive up to $750 worth of instruction at Wake Tech. We are offering those short-term training programs and we are working to get them registered as pre-apprenticeship programs in robotics and industrial automation, so that as a person finishes that Propel program, that it could create a seamless pathway into a pre-apprenticeship and then to an apprenticeship program. So yes, we are working together on all that. We have a new project manager that's going to be pulling all that together for us. Another question is, we have a lot of students interested in IT. How's the best way to know when or if that pathway is added to what you're offering? We will keep the WakeWorks website updated. We have 2 lists there. It's current occupations and occupations in the future that we are working on. We will add IT once we have IT employers who are willing to hire our students. So keep a watch on the Wake Tech website. We will find other ways to communicate additional occupations as we get employers on board, so that people will know that we now have some different opportunities for different apprenticeship programs.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that, Pam, that we're actively pursuing various IT pre-apprenticeship opportunities that we hope to be able to add in the fall. And we also have a Twitter account. So at WakeWorks, maybe you want to follow us at WakeWorks, because we'll be using that to tweet out information as new things happen in our program. It's a very dynamic program. We started back in January, February of this year, and it's growing very quickly. So you might want to follow us there on Twitter.
Dr. Pamela, John, I'm scheduled to stop the recording at 1, but you can feel free to hang back and answer any questions that anyone may have.
So William, one of the questions we have here is, when will the recording be available and how can they find it?
I was hoping you wasn't going to ask me that question. Usually the recording is pretty instant, as the team does, but I don't know exactly. I don't know if they're going to want to do a kind of like review some of them first, but I would definitely say they should be looking for getting a copy of it really soon. I wouldn't say within about the end of the day or tomorrow or something like that. So
thank you, William. One additional question that's come in: can high school students who complete graduation requirements in December but don't graduate until June apply for the spring program? The answer is yes, you can. If you're doing early grad and you want to come on over to Wake Tech and get in a pre-apprenticeship program, we would be happy to take you. Same application process.
Are there any other questions out there? Again, you've got the information for Dr. House and myself. If you need to contact us, always feel free to reach out to us. We're available. We'll answer all the questions we can. And again, follow us on Twitter, check the website. We'll be updating that on a regular basis. Stay tuned with us, because as I said, it's a very dynamic area for us. It's growing, and we want you all to be involved. So with that, I don't think we have any other questions, Dr. House. I think we could end the meeting.
Thank you for everybody
Thank
who
you,
participated today.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.